Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another video for you. Today, we're going to go over my pocket dump slash EDC. This is actually the stuff I was carrying this very day with me while I was out and about. So this is kind of a wintertime EDC pocket dump. It is currently, I am not joking, it is 6 degrees outside as I'm recording this. So very cold, very much wintertime right now here in upstate New York. And I'm just going to show you what I had on me today. One thing I'm just going to get right out of the way that is not in the photograph is my iPhone 7 Plus, because I'm recording this video on it, so kind of impossible to show it. Been an Apple guy for a really long time. I used to review cell phones for a good chunk of my living, and I still buy iPhones. They're better than Androids, guys. I'm sorry. They work better. They're better built. I just like them better, and I know how they work. An Android, my mother has one, and it confuses the hell out of me. So I don't want to get into a whole iPhone versus Android war, but I prefer the iPhone. So yeah, I've got an iPhone 7 Plus. I don't have the 8. This is not my upgrade year. That will be next year. Probably get whatever the new version of the iPhone 10 is, or iPhone X, whatever the hell you call it. But let's get into the stuff that is actually visible here on the table. First of all, one thing a lot of people don't include in their EDC pocket dump videos is sunglasses. I include mine because I used to race mountain bikes professionally, and I hit my head a lot. And my right eye, I partially detached my retina, and it healed weird. So I really need sunglasses like all the time. Like especially today, there's snow on the ground, white like that. Can't even walk outside. I'll go blind in one eye for a few hours if I do. So I always have sunglasses, usually some form of Oakley, as these are Oakley Lawman, or Warden Lawman. I was close. Oakley Wardens, but I have a few different pairs of Oakleys. If you really feel the need for sunglasses, especially if you're like me and you need to wear them all the time, it's worth spending the extra money on something quality. I used to not be an Oakley guy at all, but I kind of got into them, well, probably about 10, 12 years ago, but they're worth the money. It is worth the money to buy quality sunglasses. So I always have one pair of quality sunglasses. This just happens to be the ones I had with me today, but I have 2 or 3 pairs of Oakleys, and that's what you can usually find on my face. Sometimes even indoors. We have a local mall that's got like skylights all over the place, and I still have to wear them inside. So I'm that guy that wears sunglasses inside, but I have a medical condition, so it's okay. Another thing, this is a fairly new addition, but this is going to be on my wrist a whole lot. This is a Seiko 5 that my lovely, wonderful, awesome wife got me for Christmas. It is an automatic watch, so you don't need to wind it or anything. No batteries. It just kind of moves around. I freaking love this thing. I asked her to get it for me for Christmas, and she did, but I like it so much better than I even thought I would. I used to have smartwatches and stuff, and I was never really super happy with them, and I decided to go old school. My father was a Seiko guy, always told me always buy Seikos, and every time I've veered away from his advice, I've been unhappy with them. So I'm going to stick with Seiko from now on. I've learned my freaking lesson, Dad, so thank you very much. They're great watches, and I really like this, and it's cheap. This is like $60. They're not super expensive. For an automatic, that is amazingly cheap. I love this thing. It will be on my wrist a whole lot. No more smartwatches for me. If I need to do that, I have the aforementioned iPhone 7 if I need to look at the weather or stuff like that. It's kind of ironic because for my wife's birthday, which is right before Christmas, I bought her an Apple Watch, which is very cool, but I don't really want one. And then for Christmas, she bought me the antithesis of an Apple Watch. This is like as far from a smartwatch as you can get. This is the dumbest watch in the world, but I love it. It's great. Now let's go on to my keys. We're going to start out with just stuff that I always have on me. So on my keys, quite a bit here. Obviously, the car keys. Subaru, most useful car in the world. I don't have a fancy car, guys. I drive a 2006 Subaru Outback. So, but I love it. It's been super reliable. especially in weather like this. You don't care about snow on the ground. I live in upstate New York. We get a lot of snow. And when I get a lot of snow, who cares? I own a Subaru. It'll be fine. So, yeah, love this thing. This is, I'm going to be a bit sentimental with this. This is the key to my grandfather's house. My grandfather long since passed away. He passed away when I was about 13 years old. But this man was my hero. And he was a very old school, hardcore guy. I mean, he built a rototiller from scratch, which was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. But he was just a badass man, 6'5", big red-haired Irishman, straight off the boat, and he was just cool as hell. And this is the key to his house, and I wound up with it, and I will always carry it. It's useless now. I mean, other people own the house now, and I'm sure they've changed the locks, but I just got Grandpa's old key, so this has been on every set of keys I've had my entire life. What else we got next? We have a Key Smart. Speaking also of keys, I just got this a couple weeks ago. It's kind of cool. You can put all your little keys in there and organize them. It's great. I have a hard time finding my keys. I'm shuffling through them. This isn't super easy. The Key Smart, I'm not as elated with it as I thought I would be, because you still got to open them up and stuff. But at least I know where they are. I don't have to go flipping through keys, so it does make it better there. And I think this may have actually made my keychain bigger instead of smaller, because I don't have a lot of keys. But I've only got 3 keys on here. This is like front door, back door, garage. You know, that's about it. So I don't have a whole lot of keys. I work at home, so I don't have like work keys and stuff. But if you have a lot of keys, this will definitely make your keychain smaller. My wife has a lot of keys. I got her one for Christmas, and she loves it because it did make her keychain a lot smaller. So... and then we have Boba Fett, of course, Lego Boba Fett. His face is scraped off because he's been on my keys for a long time. This is the second one of these I've had. I keep replacing Lego Boba Fett. I think I may need to replace Lego Boba Fett again. He's getting kind of beat up, but I like him a lot. This is the little, Night Eyes, I think it is? Yeah, the Night Eyes. Awesome little carabiners they make. They lock in place and stuff. I use this for when I have to drive my wife's car. She has a Volkswagen Golf, and so I clip her keys on there. I used to have my own keys to her Volkswagen Golf, but they went through the wash because I'm stupid, and they were in my pocket, so they got ruined, and they cost $300. So now we just each have one of these little carabiners and switch keys when we need to use the Golf. So yeah, that was my own stupid fault. This is a very new addition, Night Core, little flashlight. These are really cool. They were on GearBest, I think, for ridiculous cheap. I want to say $8, and I bought like pretty much everyone I know one of these because I thought that was a great little Christmas presents. So yeah, pretty cool. Like 240 lumens. It gets ridiculous bright. And yeah, it's very light. Doesn't take up a lot of room. I like it a lot. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, we have the Leatherman Squirt. I think everyone should have one of these on their keys. I think every human being on Earth should have a Leatherman Squirt on their keys. These are awesome. They got little pliers. They got a little file. They have a knife and stuff. They're not... you know, they're obviously, they're tiny. They're not going to be the crazy most useful tool in the world. One thing I learned, much to my chagrin, when I was down at my in-laws' house for Christmas, they don't have a bottle opener. That's one thing. Of all these things on these keys, that's a lot of keys, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't have a bottle opener. What the hell? I need to figure out some way to remedy that. So, but... other than that, yeah, these are my very useful keys. And the Leatherman Squirt is probably my favorite thing on my keys. I use this thing all the time, and everybody needs to have one. Obviously, this one is pretty new because they do get beat up, so a lot of you guys who have them. This is not my first one. This is like my second or third one. So, yeah. But they're cheap. They're like $30, $20? I think $20, something like that. They're very cheap. Get one of these. Put them on your keys. They're very good. And I keep a lot of stuff. A lot of the heavier stuff I keep on these little clippy things, so that if I do need to, sometimes I'm wearing like a suit or something where this much keys is not going to go in a good spot, I can clip stuff off and and just carry just what I absolutely need. Now, here's something I've showed in videos before, and I've actually gotten questions about. So this is my wallet. I'm going to pull this up because you guys have asked so many questions. I want to make sure I get it right. So this is from a company called Nomadic. It's just a little simple wallet, but it's pretty cool that you slide your cards in there. They slide out like that, and make sure I don't show any of my card numbers or anything on it. So you just pull your cards out, and then you can kind of fan them out and grab the one you want. Very tiny wallet. I never put anything in my back pockets. I don't put anything back there because I don't like sitting on stuff. And if I sit on it, I'm going to take it out and set it aside, and I'm going to lose it. So front wallet, absolutely for me. This usually rides in left-hand pocket because knife is usually in right-hand pocket. And sometimes I'm carrying a knife that's so big that I can't really even get in, even to get this small little thing. Yeah, and this is my, I'm not going to show you my whole license, obviously, but this is my stupid thumb face. That's a long story. I have a New York State enhanced driver's license, which means I can drive to Canada and Mexico and stuff and be allowed through without a passport. Yeah, I tried to be funny. The girl said, I said I wanted an enhanced license, and she was typing in my information at the DMV, and I said, oh, enhanced license, does that mean I get to drive faster than everyone else? And she said, no, it means you get to go to Canada. And I said, does it mean I get to drive faster in Canada? And she said, I don't care, because she was very annoyed with me trying to be amusing. I think she took this photo as revenge for my stupid questions. I was just trying to be nice. I wasn't trying to be mean. But these are cheap. These are like $12 right now on the Nomadic site. They're normally $20, but they're $12 right now. I'll put a link down below. These things are really cool. I highly recommend this wallet. They're great. This one's starting to have some... I've had it for a couple years now. It's starting to kind of not fall apart, but a couple of the strings are starting to break. I'll just buy another one. They're great. I really, really like them. And of course, I have a knife. This is my my Winter Soldier. I'm going to do a whole other review about this, but this is a Kershaw Blur with the S350. Great knife for wintertime. Obviously, when it's 6 freaking degrees outside, you're wearing gloves. And I think if you're wearing gloves, this is just an awesome knife. The kind of the tack grip or grip tack, whatever they call it on here, works great with gloves. It's assisted, which I'm not usually a huge fan of assisted, except for when it's a Kershaw Speed Safe, which is what this is. And with gloves on, it's great. You just have to just barely grab a hold of that, you know, the thumb flipper, and it comes right out. So the thumb studs, it comes right out. So great winter knife. Upgraded it to a deep carry pocket clip, which I may actually undo because with gloves on, it may be better actually with a lower carry pocket with more of it sticking out. So, but usually this doesn't reside in my pants pocket in the wintertime. It resides in a jacket pocket. So the clip never even gets used most of the time. Now, we go into, this is the pack that I throw in the car every time I leave the house. This is a Maxpedition Mini, I do believe. These are also pretty cheap. 15 bucks, I think I paid for this. It was not very expensive. These are, I got it a long time ago. These are the kind of the things that I carry in here. One thing that is missing from this, that is usually in this outside pocket, but I left it in my wife's car. I usually do carry a very tiny little space blanket, mostly because another story I'm wandering off into. This is story time with Brian and the things in his pocket. I almost froze to death when I was 19 years old. I was driving back and forth to college. I commuted about 45 minutes each way, and it's upstate New York, and we had the coldest winter we ever had in 1994, and my radiator froze solid, and my engine blew up in my car, and I had to get out and walk about half a mile to get to someone's house so that I could call someone to come and help me, and it was 27 below out that night. 3 people in my county died that night, froze to death outside, and I was almost one of them. I made it to the guy's house. I called my dad. My face was frozen, like I had to thaw out for a while. He was watching a Bruce Lee documentary. I don't know why that sticks in my head, but the guy whose house I was at, like I knocked on his door, he opened the door. I couldn't talk because my face was so frozen. I said, and he just brought me in and put me in front of he had a fire going and stuff. He had a fireplace. He sat me there. I watched Bruce Lee for 10 or 15 minutes, and I thawed out enough that I could speak, and I called my dad and told him to come get me. So, space blankets, always have them. I'm so paranoid about freezing now. I have space blankets, extra gloves, extra blankets, all kinds of stuff in my car. I'm very paranoid about it. So usually there is a space blanket in this, but as I said, it's very cold right now. So right now the space blankets are in the glove box of each of my cars. So here's what is inside this Maxpedition mini pack, though. Hope you guys enjoyed that little travel down Brian's stories of idiocy. I have another flashlight. I really like this thing. This is really cool. I have a Streamlight Microstream. This is really cool. Just a single AAA light. There's no modes or anything on it. The one on my keychain, by the way, to go back for a second, does have modes. Where did I put my keys? There we go. This one does have modes, and it's more lumens. So by all rights and purposes, and this is USB chargeable, this is a better, brighter light. But I like a lot of things about this. I like a more conventionally shaped flashlight, and it's got this cool clip that you can stick it on the brim of your hat, and I use it like that a lot. Like, I work on bicycles a lot in my garage, and my garage is not terribly well lit, so I use this all the time, stuck on the brim of a usually New York Rangers baseball hat, or baseball style hat, hockey hat, but baseball style hat. Yeah, and I love this thing. This is a great light. They're like $15. They're an easy super purchase. Definitely get them. Very useful thing I use out of this little EDC pack all the time is I have these little foldable scissors. I just got them at like Rite Aid or something. They're super cool. There's little foldy scissors, and I like things that fold. They're just cool to me. I really like them. Yeah, these are awesome. I got tweezers. Always got to have a set of tweezers with you. I have these I like these little harpoony point ones. They're kind of my favorite shape. Now, the next thing here, this is something I'm actually going to ask for help from my readers or viewers. This is a Pilot G2 gel pen, which are my favorite. But they used to make them in a shorter version, and I've lost all of mine, and I really want another one of them, but I don't want to buy a bunch of them, and the only way I can find them right now, because Pilot apparently quit making them in the Pilot G2 Pixie, I think is what they called them. You can buy them on Amazon, but you have to buy like 15 of them for like $35. And I don't want to do that. I just want a little 3-pack of them so I can put it in my pack, because this is the only thing that's almost a bit too long to make the zipper comfortable to close. So if anybody knows where I can get Pilot G2 Pixies in less than lots of 15, please let me know. And we'll stick on this side. We'll put all this stuff. This is all of bunch of Band-Aids and medicine and stuff I have stuck together. I don't buy rubber bands because I review bicycles for a living, and inner tubes make great rubber bands if you just cut them. So that's I just did that. We're gonna have to put all this together after I'm done. I've got some butterfly bandages, some regular Band-Aids, some basically like Pepto-Bismol, and I think, I can't remember what one of these is. I should probably know that. These all came out of like another larger med pack thing I had that I kind of broke apart to put in here. Yeah, these are the Pepto-Bismol. This is the, you know what? I don't know what that is. I probably should know, but I don't. We have antiseptic stuff. We've got antacids. Just your usual kind of stuff. I keep the moist towelettes, things like that, just to keep... I just keep these all kind of bundled together in here in case I need them. And this is the stuff out of this pack I probably use the absolute most. because everybody's always like, my stomach, I've got teenagers that complain a lot, you know, oh, my stomach hurts, my whatever is bothering me. I've always got the drugs, so that's kind of what this is for. I also carry a chapstick, of course. I am enough man to admit that I need decent chapstick. This is a Nivea. I just kind of started using this. I was a Burt's Bees guys for a long time, but I really like this Nivea SPF 15 sunscreen kind of chapstick. Really a big fan of this. This stuff is pretty cool. Now we'll go to the other side. Extra knife, always. This is a knife channel. Gotta have at least 2 knives in it. This is an Ontario Rat Model 1. This is the AUS 8 version. I do have a D2 version coming, but when I get the D2, this is probably still going to wind up residing in here, because again, nothing in my little EDC pack is expensive, because this isn't stuff that I use. It is my EDC everyday carry pack, but it's not stuff I use every day. I carry it with me every day, but I don't open it every day. So I'm not going to put expensive stuff in here, because there's no point in it. This is stuff that I need. My wife calls this my just-in-case pack. She doesn't know the term EDC, so she just calls it my just-in-case pack, which is what it is. It's for just in case. Oh, these are my little end for my things fell off. It always falls off. So I don't keep anything super extra expensive in here, because I don't need to have, you know, a $200 knife sitting in this pack that I open, you know, twice a week or whatever. So the Ontario Rat 1, this is like a $25 knife, $30 knife, so awesome for that. Great beefy big blade to have around. Carry a comb, of course. I carry a very what else do I have in here? I'm kind of almost forgetting myself. Oh, I got nail clippers in here, and I do believe, there it is. Knew I had it in there somewhere. Old school brass Zippo that's not lighting right now. There we go. Old school brass Zippo I've had for... This is old enough to drink. I'm just going to say that. This is a very old Zippo I've had for a very long time. And lastly, but not leastly, this is a Leatherman Rev. Before you even say it, it is not the best multi-tool on God's green earth. But I got this at a pawn shop for $5. And all I did, it looked kind of crappy, but all I did was come home and soak it in some vinegar for a while and blow it out with my compressed air thing, and it's been fine. It looks all right now. It doesn't look brand new, but it looks pretty good. The wire cutters weren't completely screwed up. Yeah, lubed it up a bit. $5. So not the Leatherman I would choose if I was going to carry one every single day, but for just sitting in my EDC pack, it is great. So I hope you guys have found this somewhat informative. That's what you can find on me most times of the day. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.